So, JustARobot has released a new video on Nicholas DeOrio. 21 minutes long, 22 minutes long-ish. I think I heard going over the old zaptie stuff. Now, I was kind of hoping it wouldn't just be the zaptie stuff, but hey, we'll see. Maybe it gets me.
Hey everyone, it's me, JustARobot. No, it's not just a Mohammed, not just a Jewbot, or even just a Chudbot. I'm here to tell you that in late 2024, I really messed up. I defended a predator. Even if it wasn't the video I meant to upload and I just panicked uploaded it because someone pre-uploaded it, that's no excuse, because what I did was absolutely wrong. I hate to pull the I'm sorry but card, but yeah, it could have been worse. I could have successfully defended them and let them get away with everything they did. I could have made not one but 3 videos defending them. And what if the predator was actually worse? Like they didn't just send censored animated porn, but also received nudes from the minor and tried to meet up with them in real life. And okay, you all know where this is going. We're talking about the zaptie situation! Get ready for an exciting episode of Just a Chatbot. So I was at the gym working out, drinking my protein, texting only the manliest men on Grindr, when I suddenly came across this video from Mitchell Alberto. It was about Nick.
Jar doesn't edit his videos. Jar doesn't edit his videos. He has an editor, but the editing is good. The editing is kind of funny. I like it. Very endearing video. Very endearing style.
We're talking about the zaptie situation! Get ready for an exciting episode of Just a Chatbot. So I was at the gym working out, drinking my protein, texting only the manliest men on Grindr, when I suddenly came across this video from Mitchell Alberto. It was about Nicholas' defense of zaptie.
Mitchell Alberto.
Immediately, I started getting flashbacks to when Turkey Tom was unironically calling himself Zaptie on Twitter. Both Turkey Tom and Nick defended this guy who has an avatar that makes him look like Pedo Bear. But I'm just being silly. This is the honest Nicholas DeOrio and Turkey Tom after all. It's not like Turkey Tom tried to sweep for Destiny, or wait, he did. But it's not like Nick was trying to sweep for all the crimes of Ethan Klein. Okay, I can't even finish that sentence with a straight face.
And I got Nicholas DeOrio to sweep for me.
Honestly, if Tipster used anal beads, he'd be able to pleasure his wife so much more than he's able to do currently.
This video was responded to by one of Nicholas DeOrio's good friends.
Okay, Nick.
Everyone's second favorite lolicon after Fausch.
I know what kind of man you are.
Lerix. Yep, the femboy lolicon who stole Turkey Tom's girlfriend. 90% of the counter-arguments he makes are whataboutisms.
Yeah, it's about how he defended this guy named Zaptie who sexed with a 14-year-old when he was 20. That's what
the most charitable representation
the video's about.
that you can count on.
But you supported.
Obviously, I didn't see his original video, but a re-upload of it, because after Lerix was confronted by Chud, he quickly deleted everything.
You are a digger, okay? We know you're a digger. You look like a digger. You act like a digger.
But I'm getting ahead of myself. If this is the first drama video you ever clicked on, you're probably very confused. So I'll talk about Zaptie first before going over everyone else. Zaptie, not to be confused with Turkey Tom's temporary Twitter handle,
Classic
was an
highbrow
up-and-coming
Chud
Canadian
clip there.
commentator. This is probably why he
You've
never
got
talked
a
about
high
Ethan
IQ to
Klein.
understand that
As you
one.
know, Canadians, like iDubbbz, don't have as much freedom of speech as we do, making them Ethan Klein's favorite people to sue.
He could only have gotten that idea from Benjamin Netanyahu.
This is what Zaptie looks like in real life. Oh my god. Oh, this
man,
guy looks
Jaws
like he
videos
wouldn't be
get me.
allowed 50 yards from a school zone. Based off the way he looks, case closed. This guy is guilty. He would talk about multiple different dramas and use his status as a law student to claim that he was an authority on a lot of the issues he talked about. He would go on to collaborate with people like Leafy is Here, Pyrocynical, Killer Keemstar, Colossal is Crazy, and Chris Raygun. He hosted an entire video on Pyrocynical's channel. Yes, that Pyrocynical, the one who sent fat furry porn to a 15-year-old when he was 20, and totally got away with it.
Hey everyone, I'm Zaptie, and I'm going to be filling in for Pyro today. Don't really see a point in giving any further ado, so let's just get right into it.
Pyrocynical and Zaptie are totally a match made in hell. Most of his collaborations happened on his podcast channel Hot Wet Soup, but Zaptie was looking for a different kind of wetness. He got a whole bunch of pedo allegations that basically destroyed his entire career. Now, did some of these allegations end up being false? Yes, but enough of them were true. Zaptie ended up being replaced with I'm Alex, who claimed to be the guy's best friend, and also said that the guy was a sociopath.
Ed told me about 4 or 5 days ago now that he was a diagnosed sociopath. He's a sociopath. He was a sociopath. He was a sociopath and a pathological liar. So he's telling me he was a sociopath. But obviously he's a sociopath. He was like, I just didn't think it would be a problem, me being a sociopath. And the thing is, being a sociopath, he's apologising because he knows that's what people want to hear because he's a sociopath. And due to the tendencies of a sociopath, and then I find out he's a sociopath, so the fact...
Dude, I'm seeing a little bit of Aiden in I'm Alex here. Do you know what I mean? Aiden does this shit all the time. Sociopath, not narcissist. That's Aiden. That's Aiden all the time.
He brought up that he was a sociopath, even though I'm a sociopath. He said, I genuinely believe you're my friend, Alex, even though I'm a sociopath. And he showed, when Ed told me he was a sociopath, no remorse, which is why I'm pretty set on the fact that he is a sociopath, diagnosed as a sociopath. So then he tells me he's a sociopath. Well, I'm kind of glad I got diagnosed as a sociopath. He's a sociopath. He's a sociopath because when he told me he was a sociopath, obviously he didn't want anybody to know he was a sociopath. And the reason why he did that, because he's a sociopath.
I can believe that I'm Alex was friends with a sociopath. That really does add up. And I'm Alex went on to become one of the most hated drama channels on YouTube.
Bash your head against the wall with a brick if you don't shut the fuck up.
And the reason why he did that, he's a sociopath.
On the final podcast episode, they talked about Zaptie's relationships with underage girls. More and more allegations popped up until Zaptie was trending on Twitter. Yeah, this happened so long ago that it was called Twitter back then. But what actually happened? Zaptie was e-dating a 14-year-old when he was 20. He received lewd images from her and was even planning to meet up with her in real life.
Ooh, that's bad.
But there is some good news for Zaptie. She did lie about her age, claiming to be older than she really was.
That's good.
However, she lied about only being 2 years older than she really was. She claimed to be 16.
You what?
Zaptie literally told the girl, and I quote here, "You're worth getting arrested for."
We used to beat people up for saying things like that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that the law student knows what he's doing is wrong.
Is it worth your life? Me? Easy.
Yes. A 20-year-old going for a minor who's just learning how to drive is still fucked up. Zaptie was chased off the internet, but then later he returned as a rebranded Bigby, and people welcomed him with open arms. But how did that happen? I thought this guy was confirmed to be a predator. Turkey Tom and Nicholas DeOrio were witnessing what was happening to Zaptie and said to themselves, yeah, this is the guy we're gonna stake our reputations on defending. Turkey Tom, if you're watching this, I have one question for you. Why would you defend this?
Oh, the irony!
So now it's time we move on from Zaptie to talk about Nicky D's horrible defense videos about him. Nicholas attempted to compare this to the Slazo situation. Yeah, apparently Nick can compare dramas to other past dramas while defending a predator, but when I do it, oh, everybody gets all uppity. Except for this comparison makes absolutely no sense because Slazo was falsely accused of rape. So why did this fat little tubby wubby make this comparison in the first place? Well, it's because I'm Alex accused both Zaptie and Slazo. Nick, being the little snake he is, said, well, if he was wrong about Slazo, he probably is also wrong about Zaptie as well. Sure, he didn't say that word for word, but he might as well have. Nicholas' 3 defense videos of Zaptie the Predator roughly got 500,000 views in total. Along with Turkey Tom's video, it pretty much changed the perception the majority of the audience had for the guy. Nick even went on to brag that this was the most impactful thing he ever did on his entire platform.
Yes, it's just weird that you guys tried to paint me and my friends as this cult and shit, but the most impactful thing I've done with my platform was clean up your biggest up and give you a really charitable representation in the process.
No, I do agree that there were some false rumors spread about Zaptie, but he still knowingly sexted with a minor. And Pyrocynical knowingly had fat fetishy roleplays with a minor. The law of the commentary bros is rules for thee, not for me. I've been
Okay, the autistic reference to Pyrocynical is totally unnecessary.
Accused of defending pedos and giving them tips on how they can get away with their actions. So today I'm going to give them the best advice to get away with anything they want. Just get in with the commentary bros and you're good. How does Nicholas DeOrio talk about this guy who knowingly sexted a minor? Well, he claims that he didn't do anything wrong and was a pretty solid guy.
Bigby didn't do anything wrong.
To defend Zaptie, Nicholas made the claim that the fake age of the 14-year-old wasn't 16 but 17.
To my knowledge, again, I made this video in 2019, but I'm pretty sure this is where we were at like the last the clarification message that's in all the descriptions. Ed was talking to somebody who he had believed to be 17 years old. It's entirely possible that she told him she was 17 because in December she had stated that she was 17 years of age during the Nick Cash situation.
That is such a stupid argument. It's also entirely possible that she told him she was 12, or that she's a pterodactyl. Lots of things are entirely possible, but at the end of the day, Zaptie tried to fuck a minor. Nick then went on to lower Zaptie's age from 20 to 19.
She was 13, turning 14 soon, so she was pretty much 15, but 15 is the new 16, and 16 is close to 17, so you might as well round it to 18.
Bro, the only thing you should be lowering is your calorie intake. This is absolutely a lie because Zaptie was 20 years old the entire time, and Nicholas would know this because back then he actually did pretty good research.
She had allegedly catfished the at the time 19-year-old Zaptie.
Well, if you do a 5-second Google search and calculate the ages according to the time frame of the allegation.
No, Bushcat. No, we're not all totally deranged, retarded speds that lower ourselves to the level of people we claim to hate by being turbo fucking pissed off over some shit video 2 years ago. that he said sorry for. No, actually. The videos are kind of funny and endearing in an old YouTube kind of way. I enjoy watching them.
You'd realize almost instantly that Zaptie was 20 the entire time.
He's trying his best to make this sound like the Call Me Carson situation. Something that happened around this time. A Minecraft YouTuber who was hitting on a 19-year-old when he was 17. And when this got outed, everybody turned on him. Even Jada Animations took...
Well then, Bushcat, if it's got nothing to do with the reason why he's unbearable, then I fear you may be in the even more embarrassing position of seething over this guy's personality when he's just some fucking autist who's really into YouTube drama. That would be even more embarrassing for you. If you're claiming to be remotely neurotypical and you're being sent into a seething rage over this guy's personality, that would actually be incredibly embarrassing for you.
Down the video she did with him. I can't believe I ever found that bitch attractive, but now I don't cause I'm a Chad. When Nicholas was made aware of this quote-unquote mistake on his end, he did not correct it in a follow-up video nor in the pinned comment. Instead, he corrected it in the description. You know, a thing that almost no one reads. When Mitchell Alberto pointed this out in his video, Lerix said that lowering it by 2 years doesn't actually change anything.
Like, it was a huge deal that DeOrio did this maliciously and purposely to try to go out of his way to save his friend and try to make his friend look better. Now, at the end of the day, dude, sure, on paper, 19 years old
very
and 17 years old.
I don't like it. I'm not a big fan at all. Put the dress on, Liam.
Sounds much better because it's a 2-year age gap. But dude, morally I don't know. Am I completely retarded on this? Is there that much of a fucking difference between 20 years old and 16 versus 19 and 17 years old?
The sweeping is unbelievable. Of course the lolicon would make this kind of argument. What if it was 2 years in the opposite direction? Because in reality, she was 14. Some people will say that this was just a minor mistake on Nicholas DeOrio's part.
Wow, no way Bushcat takes 5 fucking minutes. And what he comes up with is, what a retarded thing to say. Nobody is seething. I was just stating a fact. So, you think it's retarded to say you're seething when you're quote-unquote not. But then you refer to things that aren't facts as facts. And you're trying to sit there and go, actually, I'm not seething. I'm not seething. You are, like, bottom level worthless. You are, like, legit, just totally worthless.
That is the funniest joke I've ever heard. You know that puns are the lowest form of comedy.
But I'm pretty
sure. And you don't even speak English. Oh, that's crazy. Besides, to find someone endearing, you typically have to harbor some level of contempt towards them. Oh, crazy. You literally don't speak English. Oh.
He did it on purpose because the dude is well known for sweeping. Another of Nicholas's horrible sweeping attempts that everybody fell for some reason was that Zaptie was talking to multiple other women who were above the age of 18. So therefore, it's okay to try to meet up with a minor in real life and fuck her.
When they're dating 5 fucking girls and have an IRL girlfriend where every other girl is over 18.
By the way, this is also a lie. One of the women was 17, but I believe Zaptie was talking to her when he was 19. Oh my god, this is exactly like the hypothetical scenario Kuihman gave Beckett, but replaced Morale with Zaptie.
Morale too. Oh no. Okay, one is 18, one's actually a girl, one's not a woman, one's 15, okay? And you say to me, Morale raped a child. And I say, no, the rumor is that Morale raped an, and you put her ID in front of my face. You say, no, she was 15. And I say, no, the rumor is she was 18. Am I lying?
Gotcha, bitch!
No, you're certainly sweeping.
No, maybe Nicholas just didn't know about the 17-year-old, but it turns out he does because Zaptie literally told him.
The initial allegation levied against you is that you were talking to 4 girls 16 years of age. How do you respond?
Oh, it's so weird to talk about this still.
Do these 4 16-year-old girls exist?
No.
So he was talking to one 13, 14-year-old who lied about being 16. He was talking to one 17-year-old and 2 adults. Now, the 17-year-old was when he was 19. I don't think we really care about that. 16 and 20. Now it's getting a little bit hairy. Now it's starting to get a little bit hairy.
Girls exist. 2 were over the age of 18.
I mean, she wasn't even actually 16.
One was 17 while I was 19, and then one is the one we're discussing.
Lerix swept for Nicholas on this contradiction, saying that it's not a contradiction because he admitted it?
2 were over the age of 18, one was 17 while I was 19, and then one is the one—
Yeah, like this is even shown in his video, dude. This is even shown in DeOrio's video. So you just proved your own point wrong. That it wasn't just him maliciously lying on his live stream that all of the other girls were above the age of 18, but instead it was just a fucking small misspeak of such a minute detail that doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things.
I don't think this lolicon knows what a contradiction is. If you say something in one video, then contradict yourself in a different video, you're making a contradiction. You're not being honest. Streamers do these dishonest lying tactics all the time, and their beta cuck chuckle fuck audience always nods along with it. I think my favorite of Nicholas's defenses for Zaptie was that nude images weren't sent, only provocative images were sent. Provocative images that include a 14-year-old girl in her underwear.
So now it's gone from Zaptie stalking minors to Zaptie talking dirty to a girl who is catfishing as someone he could legally have had sex with, but no naked images were even exchanged. So I clarified with Heather, and she said this. Yes, it was legal in the circumstance that no explicitly nude images were sent. Provocative images were sent, but nothing 100% nude. So as far as I know, this doesn't even break the fucking law?
But wait, it gets better.
It doesn't even break the law. It doesn't even break, and the law is stricter than morality, is obviously the implication of that statement. It doesn't even break the law.
That the pictures of her in her underwear are okay to look at because they were already publicly available on Instagram.
And apparently the pictures in her underwear were on her Twitter and her Instagram. They were public consumption. They were on social media.
Ah, yes, everyone, the CP was public at one point, therefore it's okay to look at. This is such a fucking sus argument. After Boblex having an OnlyFans, Turkey Tom possibly being into age play, Lerix being a lolicon, and Zaptie being a fucking predator, I gotta ask, does Nick have any normal friends?
I feel like, you know, it was kind of said tongue-in-cheek, but calling it CP is probably gonna trigger some people there.
The company you keep, and Nick doesn't keep very good company. You also gotta love his autistic argument where he says, they aren't nude images, they're lewd images. This is like when I said someone was a rape apologist and their argument was, no, the guy didn't say he raped anyone, he just made the claim he committed sexual assault. Does the distinction really matter that much? They still did the bad thing. Legally speaking, in the second world country known as Canada, the country that never made it to the moon, receiving pictures of 14-year-old girls in their underwear and not fully nude is still considered CP from a legal standpoint. Just a sexual text conversation with a minor can count as CP in Canada. Zaptie would 100% know this because he's a fucking law student. No wonder why he said
I think that's probably true, based on what I know about Canadian law. I know it's stricter on that stuff than like American law. However, it's not going to be what most people think of as CP, and they're going to hate the fact that that term to describe it.
Not fully nude is still considered CP from a legal standpoint. Just a sexual text conversation with a minor can count as CP in Canada. Zaptie would 100% know this because he's a fucking law student. No wonder why he said she was worth getting arrested for.
You would still be in direct violation of Washington's law on communication with a minor for immoral purposes, which requires mandatory registration as a sex offender. Get this, you'll like this. Specifically, if the communication took place electronically, it's considered a Class C felony that could carry up to 5 years in prison or a fine of no more than $10,000. If you're thinking, well, technicals, there's hardly enough evidence to convict him on this, well then you're in luck, because this law covers both words and conduct, with a focus on the predatory purpose of promoting a minor's exposure to and involvement in sexual misconduct. Basically, the fact that Zaptie talked about how much he wanted to fuck this girl over text is literally all you would need. Also, you know, the fact that legally it's considered child porn in Canada doesn't help your case either.
Even if it somehow didn't, this would just be a legality equals right argument, which Nicholas DeOrio constantly makes throughout this video.
But God, the minor wasn't in Canada. She was in Washington, therefore it's okay.
Really creepy that you made that argument, surprisingly accurate, straw man. But no, it's illegal there as well. Even if you want to argue that this 14-year-old pretending to be a 16-year-old isn't a minor because the age of consent in Canada and in Washington is 16, it's still illegal to cross state lines to have sex with a 16-year-old. Also, she wasn't 16, she was actually 14. Yes, in most states in America, the age of consent is 16, but federally, it's 18. Even if everything he did was hypothetically legal and you totally agree with the legality equals right argument, it's still pedo-coded as shit to go for a girl who is freshly legal, while also not asking for her ID to make sure she is the age she's claiming to be. Listen, flat-chested, 5-foot-tall girl, are you really 18? Yes! Well, that checks out. Oh my god, Zaptie even confirmed that he saved the images of this minor on his computer. And of course, Nicholas downplays what Zaptie did and fucking victim blames the 14-year-old girl, claiming she was trying to jailbait him.
Weird question. Did you save those pics? I'd have no issue if you did. Right there, blatantly on. Who the fuck asks a question like that? Listen, I'm not in many relationships because I'm a fan of turning Discord off once in a while, so somebody who might be into this, please fill me in and let me know, is this fucking normal? Oh man, you know those pics that people think are illegal? Can you just clarify that you've saved them on your hard drive? I mean, that's such a perfect screenshot. It almost looks like she was fishing for it, for God's sake.
Of course Nick wouldn't think this is normal. He never
this 13-year-old was setting him up.
sexted with a woman in his entire life. Lots of people ask the other party if they save their nudes. Sometimes they mind, sometimes they don't. But even if she is setting him up, congratulations, Zaptie's pathetic. He got set up by a fucking 14-year-old when he was 20.
On top of that, she attached a few screenshots that made their way around quickly. This included the infamous "you're worth getting arrested for" response that's so memeable, it's probably the biggest reason that these allegations have still remained largely unquestioned to this day. The first thing that caught my eye specifically was that the main twitlonger right here says no nudes were sent, and the message implies right here that the girl was wearing some form of clothes. On top of that, these are very blatantly cropped, with no scrolling DM proof or extra context for each screenshot. We genuinely don't have any idea whether things like "you're worth getting arrested for" were a joke or not, because we only see what Heather wanted us to see. Before you say, oh, who'd joke about something like that, let me help remind you that I just vindicated a YouTuber who told the girl it's rape time in the DMs, and that girl was literally accusing him of rape. Context matters, and people make edgy jokes.
Telling a random girl it's rape time after she accuses you of rape is not even close to the same thing as telling a minor that you're receiving lewd images of that she's worth getting arrested for. One is clearly a joke, the other sounds like a flirt. Nicholas is grasping at straws so much, and all of his examples fucking suck. But do Zaptie and Nicholas DeOrio think that Zaptie's behavior would be unacceptable if literally anyone else did it? Yes. They have called people like Kiwi a pedophile for less, and they made the claim that it's the adult's job to check the minor's age.
I see a lot of people saying that the girl is the aggressor here, that she flirted with these people with malicious intent or to get attention or whatever it may be. But the fact of the matter is that her intentions aren't relevant. Kiwi sent a photo of his penis to a girl he knew was a minor, but she lied about her age. It doesn't matter. Now, Kiwi keeps saying, but she lied about her age, but she lied about being 2 years older, meaning her lied age is 16. Kiwi is still 19, but she lied about her age. It doesn't matter. Her lied age is
no. So worse than a groomer, he was a hypocrite. Now, Jar, you should lead with that next time. You should really lead with that next time.
I know, but the problem is Kiwi is like one person's an adult and they have to know better, and it doesn't matter what the kid says.
I have to agree with Keem again. Kiwi is the adult, and it genuinely doesn't matter what Jerica said.
DeOrio has also made similar statements.
Hey, all caps Titrop. It's not a child's job to let the adult know. It's the adult's job to find out. Look, dog, I agree with you. I've just stopped giving this dumb fuck take over and over again when I'm explaining it, because there's clearly a point where I'm trying to argue if there was predatory behavior.
I don't know anyone who would justify an age gap of a 19-year-old and a 15-year-old messaging sexually.
If he knew that she was 12, that's bad. If he thought she was 13, that's bad. If he thought she was 14, that's bad. If he thought she was 15, that's bad. If he thought she was 16, that's still bad. There's no way to salvage this. It doesn't actually matter if she lied about her age.
So when all's said and done, do I think Kiwi is a pedophile?
Yes.
By Zaptie and Nicholas DeOrio's own logic, Zaptie is a pedophile. Zaptie's great defense for why he's not a pedo but the other guy is because he didn't admit to it.
Even in my video, everyone's like, how are you gonna make this video and then do the same? I'm like, well, the difference is I never admitted to all this shit on video.
Yep, turns out all you gotta do to beat the allegations is not admit to it. And apparently it worked somehow. If damning messages like this were leaked about me, Tipster, or iDubbbz, you all know Nicholas would never shut the fuck up about it. But I guess Zaptie didn't say want to see my cock and send a picture of a chicken, so it's okay. Now I know for a fact that Nicholas' friends and fans will try to sweep for him. They recently started taking notice of me. But before you guys do, really ask yourself, is this such a smart idea? Lerix already tried to sweep for this, and look how he ended up. You can try, but Nick ain't gonna do shit for you. He's just gonna bring you down with him. Go check out Mitchell Alberto's video about this. I got all my information from him, and his video is really well done. The only issue is, it came out at the wrong time. Back then, people absolutely loved Nicholas DeOrio. DeOrio, and they would excuse anything he did. Granted, a lot of people are still doing that now, but a lot of people, especially the ones who are subscribed to me, are starting to notice the DeOrio double standard. Even Lerix, while trying to sweep for Nick, was like, wow, what zaptie did does look bad. I can't believe Nick is trying to sweep for this. But do I have more information on Nick than just this stuff? Of course I do, but I'm gonna save it for another time. My eyes have seen the glory of the cleansing of YouTube. I used to debunk SJWs, but now I moved on to something
more
new.
Nick
We're
videos from
taking
Jar
down the
incoming.
song
More
machine.
Nick videos from Jar. I did watch that Michael Alberto video, I feel like.
Nicholas DeOrio is a popular commentary video essay channel and Twitch-partnered streamer. Looking at his content at a surface level, he seems like an okay guy. He makes content about drama, with some of his most popular videos being trying to redeem quote-unquote falsely accused individuals. He also criticizes online figures who engage in bad practices, such as slander, doxing, and engaging in things related to hacking. The thing is, DeOrio engages in all of these himself. For today's
Blaming manipulation just seems like it was the right thing to say when you're dealing with somebody who's accused of being a sociopath already.
Gee, I wonder what zaptie thinks about people who argue what DeOrio is arguing right now.
I see a lot of people saying that the girl is the aggressor here, that she flirted with—
We heard that.
Foods were sent, and the message implies
Sexed with a minor and he planned to, but his accuser took an out-of-context joke to falsely claim that.
Screen.
What was that? Bonk and Alex Gekmo?
No, but like, the thing is, like, of course I have screenshots of my friends saying problematic shit because it's funny.
Where's the outrage mob against her for doing the same thing? Bonus meme, here is me on my Twitter circle saying I'm against leaking DMs and I wouldn't post Courtney's DMs following the conclusion of the stream and before the drama had even started on Twitter. And to this day, I have never released them. It was an offhanded joke that meant nothing. And it wasn't even my joke. DeOrio.
Oh, wait, what's this? Huh? I had to get a snack in a minute as well. So Nick debated Lerix here.
Holy shit. You can tell the second he put down the pen, but anyways.
Wait. First, though, I actually, I think one of the most valid things that Alberto has brought up here, because I'm not even that keened in on the zaptie situation as much as I thought. So these text messages, I don't know how you could give a valid defense.
Well, the first thing I'll point out is that this is not when he's aware that, well, he's never aware, but this is obviously not with zaptie talking to a 14-year-old. That's the first thing I'd like to establish.
No, he never knew that he was talking to a 14-year-old, to my knowledge.
Because that's what the insinuation is. Yeah, you can go ask the girl. The girl says that. So that's my first argument. The second part is, we don't know if this is a 17-year-old or a 16-year-old in this screenshot. We have no idea. That context isn't available. If a 20-year-old said you're worth getting arrested for to a 17-year-old, you can claim, oh, wow, Nick can't say that's an edgy joke or whatever. I don't care. I legitimately do think it's like similar to Slazo saying it's rape time.
You know what I'm having?
Is he gonna rape you? Yeah, it's a fucked up message. It's a terrible thing to joke about. I think that he should absolutely be held up, criticized for that. Just like I said that he should be.
I think
100%.
Who cares? I think the most important thing here is that so apparently Zaptie's big defense was saying that he was creeped out immediately when the girl told him that she was 16. He said he was creeped out.
He was creeped out immediately.
Rape jokes with women in DMs is not a crime, nor is it particularly morally wrong, so long as, or even morally wrong at all, so long as you don't have some reason to think they're not going to respond well to that. DMing a kid is, sexually DMing a kid is wrong and a crime.
Did he say that in the interview? I don't remember. It's been like 3 years.
I feel like you told me. I don't know. I feel like you told me that. But to my knowledge, you correct me if I'm wrong, is that once the girl told zaptie that she was 16, about a week passed and he was very grossed out and he was really creeped out. And eventually he said, you know what? I'm gonna cut this off. This is getting really weird. I actually am not comfortable with this.
Here's the situation as I understand it.
But if he said that, and then text evidence comes out of him saying things like you're worth getting arrested for, that does not seem like he was creeped out. That's the problem I'm having here.
Well, we don't know if this was before or after the age. It's 17. This text still makes sense. You follow?
If she's does that
she's
matter?
Still like I'm here 16 or 17, she's still underage.
Dude, to be honest, I don't
Dude,
to be honest, I don't even give a fuck if she's 16 or 17. I think like this is too morally gay to be like to go into the deep philosophy of Is he a fucking creep or a sexual predator, or like worse, if he talked to a 16-year-old when he was 20 or a 17-year-old when he's 20? This is too retarded. It's a matter of like maybe a few months. What I'm more concerned about is if he lied. If he lied saying he was creeped out and that's why he cut it off.
No, I don't know where the creeped out thing. I don't know where the creeped out thing came from. To my knowledge, this is what happened, as on fucking display. They meet or whatever, and the understood age is 17, that the girl is 17 years old. They interact for about 2 months. Supposedly, let me claim this from Michael, there were like multiple 18-year-olds he was talking to, a 17-year-old when he was 19. So she's 18 by this point, right? Talking to, okay, 18, thank you. And then this girl who's 17. Supposedly, she'd said, hey, I'm turning 18 soon. So he thought, oh, okay, well, this is kind of weird, but whatever. And then as her 18th birthday was approaching in December, right? She goes, all right, I got to be honest with you. I'm actually turning 17. I'm actually 16 now. So, yeah.
And then like a week after he broke up with her, right? And stopped talking?
Yeah, and by that point, well, I don't know if it's a week after. It's between a week and a month. I'm assuming it's like probably around the 2-week line to be charitable to everybody.
The thing is, both Nick and zaptie have made the argument that you have to check. And that's true. Like, if there's ever any doubt, check. Like, you should not be so desperate that you're having sexual interactions with people that you have any reason to believe are a minor. That's just crazy. Well, how are you even in that? It's just like retarded to be in that situation. How are you even getting there?
In the situation, a week is probably too charitable. I don't have the dates on me. I don't know when her birthday was. So I can't say that for verbatim, but it's definitely happening in the month of December, and most of this stuff goes down in the month of December. So that's what I'm recalling this from 2019. So you can get mad at me that I said something on a stream that wasn't exactly correct after people are begging me to talk about this over and over and over again.
This was the 80s, it was a different time.
Shit that I did in my first like year on YouTube.
Yeah, no, that's fair. That's fair.
So I'm not going to be able to recall every fucking piece of the situation. But what I will say is that, yeah, I don't know. That's basically it, I guess.
So, okay. To be honest, I think if he was 20 years old and he was 16 and he was knowingly texting a 16-year-old, knowingly texting her things like you're worth getting arrested for. If I knew my friend was doing this, I would say, dude, what the fuck are you doing? Like, you're so retarded.
Sure.
And I don't even know if I would ever want to talk to him again.
Yeah,
but I do recognize the whole reason you made your video is to clear up the record that he wasn't knowingly sexting a 14-year-old.
Oh, no, that's not what you think. That's why I made my video. People in the community were saying that. No. People in the community were saying that he sent his dick to a 12-year-old. See, if that's the mission statement of my video, okay? People were saying that he fucked her. He'd sent his cock to a fucking 12-year-old.
Jesus.
So when you fucking get me at like, oh man, you said it was a fucking 1917 instead of 2017. Realistically,
do you know what the most evil part of this whole Dicker situation is? He was posting this shit in Discord the other day, saying, look how happy I was just a few days, assumedly taken by his girlfriend. And now apparently he's been lying to her this whole time, according to the allegations. He was actually using photos taken by her to try and brag in Discord.
I see there's a minor nitpick. The video aims to prove that he didn't knowingly sext a fucking 12-year-old. Turns out the girl's fucking 14, and he didn't know that either. That's the point of the video from start to finish. And I believe the video, quote unquote, stands up to the test of time in that regard. Okay. That's what I've said publicly. Okay. That's what I said in the document. That's what I said.
I'm about to rage. Yeah. I'm disgusted. Lerix liked Lolly on Twitter is now defending 2016 age gap. Dude, I'm actually going to blow my brains out. Do you think I'm defending a 2016? Do you think I'm going to turn 20 and then fuck a 16-year-old, guys? Fuck you.
That he was like destroyed on social media between 2016 to 2019, around that time frame.
I'm saying,
and I think that was probably fair. All right, if you're going to critique him and stuff like that and throw him off or whatever, and then they were like, and he didn't initially respond to the 12-year-old allegations. Fine. His comeback in 2018, you want to give him shit for that too. My argument was, it's fucking 2020. He's back on YouTube. Or whatever. I think he's fine.
There is a valid argument you could say he like changed. You know what I mean? There's valid there, but I think
yeah, you can, because every single time you ask him, absolutely apologetic.
Yeah, he says it's creepy,
and I think happened,
and I think absolutely
he didn't try to sue his victim into submission.
And I think absolutely
the victim, she responds back saying very much the same things that he's saying.
But at this time period when he was doing this, he was complete degen retard creep, actual like creep.
Not just because of the fucking age gap, because he had 5 fucking girlfriends. Yeah, he was acting like a total creep.
Okay, but the 5 girlfriends kind of who gives a fuck about that? I think it's more important.
I think
to
the
just
whole community
hone in.
did.
Having 5 girlfriends,
Yeah.
who gives a fuck?
I mean, he's treating a bunch of women like shit. I think it's a criticizable point as well.
Okay, but I feel like it's just it's more important to note that a 20-year-old sexting a 16-year-old, sending things like you're worth getting arrested for knowingly, and then we don't know if it was a month or 2 weeks or a week until he broke it off after he knew that he was 16. I think it's all safe to say, without a doubt, at this stage in his life, this guy was a complete fucking creep, and I would want nothing to do with him. Now, does that define him as a fucking person when he was 20 years old? No, he's probably just a retard 20-year-old. Is he a pedophile? Is he a sexual predator or a sexual threat to kids for life? No, but yeah. I think it's absolutely fair to say at this point in time, those actions are completely indefensible. But the defense I know you were making in the video is saying that he didn't fuck a 12-year-old and send his cock to kids, you know?
If you want to hear what he has to say about this, it's in my interview. I typically agree with what he says there.
Do you disagree with what I said?
So DeOrio is just dodging, man. This is crazy, bro. Okay. Yeah, DeOrio knows he's wrong on this. DeOrio not even necessarily that he's, well, I mean, I don't think he's wrong, but it's not even necessarily about being wrong. He knows that he can't defend it. I don't think he cares whether it's wrong. It's that he can't defend this. He's in a bad position. He feels like his hands are tied.
I guess to an extent, because I genuinely don't believe that this was sent with like malicious fervor, that like this is proof he was lying or whatever. I legitimately think this was a really fucking gross, disgusting way of flirting. I don't think he was like, oh God, you're so worth getting arrested for. I don't think that was the way it was sent. If you think that was the way it was sent, I totally understand why that's your position.
Yeah, I guess that's fair. I guess we'd have to see more of a pattern, where I'm not sure about zaptie. If he has a pattern of saying shit like this or acting weird like this,
he doesn't.
Then
That's
I think
the point.
Then I think there's no reason to be charitable here. But I can at least understand that perspective. I don't know.
If there was a pattern of behavior where he was fucking around with a ton of 16-year-old girls, yeah, sure, 100%.
Yeah,
if he was sending a lot of
yeah.
suggestive shit, or if he was caught liking a bunch of photos of fucking like weird fucking girls and stuff like that, yeah, 100%.
Yeah, but to our
I don't
knowledge,
see
there isn't
anything.
any of that.
I don't see anything to suggest that at all. No.
Yeah, no, true. But no, I think that's anything. I think, dude, Technicals wants to call in. I assume that's not the case, right?
No, I'm not talking to him.
Yeah. I think that's all I got.
Oh my God.
Is that everything? Let me just make sure. 17, 20. Yeah, I don't know. No, that's the stance on at least that. Let's see the rest of this video though. I mean, he's already a proven liar about all of this though. But yeah.
Oh, you haven't even gotten to it yet. Good luck.
All right, I appreciate you calling in. I mean, I asked like,
what was wrong with this video?
No problem, buddy.
But, yeah.
No, I appreciate it.
All right, see you.
Thank you.
I just don't remember this video.